All right, so it's about 9:30. We just took a coffee break. We're coming out here, and Kevin's got the oil lines off this and the points and ignition system out. We're down to the last couple of.
Yep.
Okay, we're going to show you our trick for breaking these free. Okay. First of all, it does not involve screwdrivers. Not at this point. Okay. When they're tight and you want to break them free, a box cutter blade tapped into the gap. Right.
Scared to death to hit that thing.
That,
There it is. That's a project.
Okay, yeah. Kevin bumped his head, so now it's a project.
Oh,
did I forget one?
I found one.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, sorry.
It's sucker's hiding down there. That's why I always check. You don't force.
Yep. Okay. Okay. Double check the rest because I'm prone to errors.
No, all I'm seeing is holes.
Okay. Good. Okay. Go back to what we were doing.
Stuck on there. There we go.
This one's put on nicely.
Yeah. We must have done it.
Yeah. Hit the bottom. See what happened. Third leg of the triangle.
Yep.
So you hear the sound?
Yeah.
You could hear it breaking free. Okay, cool. So we just hit 3 different places with the box cutter, and it just loosens this up. And we can actually pry it a little bit with the box cutter blade. At this point in time, you can put a screwdriver in there. Okay, we've got it broken free. We've got a nice big gap, and it can. We can go ahead and put a small screwdriver in here without damaging the aluminum. But the break free is important. You can actually see the gasket is loose. Okay, so hit right up here. This is where it's sticky. Right there, for some reason. Did we get all of them?
Yeah.
I don't have any. All right, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, work the bottom. Yeah, there we go. There you go. All right. Okay.
And there's the BB.
And see, here's the little
Yeah.
BB that controls the oil drain down. That goes in this valve that's installed by AMR. Can you let me? We're going to stop this while I hold this while I drag out the wires. All right, so we pulled the timing cover off. We've got the bike set to top dead center. By the way, when I have the top off and I'm going to be rotating the engine, I always run bungee cords up there to hold the connecting rods up, just to keep them from clanking around inside the case. So now we're going to go over there and double check that with top dead center, we have 10 rollers between the dots on the cam sprockets. Okay, now what's really neat is whoever did this ahead of us did this really right. I'm going to get down here and I'm going to show you the markings on the, first of all, the crankshaft down here. Give me some light up this way, Kevin, so I can see.
Okay.
Just knock things out.
Yeah.
Throw that across the room or
Yeah.
something serious. Piece of it. All right. Okay, so let's see. All right. Here, right up in there, that's perfect. And I'm going to show you that the dot, which is supposed to be a top dead center, is clearly between the 2 red teeth that somebody marked before we got here. So there's the top dead center tooth with the cranks at top dead center just because of tension. And with that like so, we come over here and we find the dot here on this guy, which is way,
Yeah, there it
there's
is.
the dot. Okay, so there's the dot on that one. Now we count 10 rollers.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
And then here's the dot right between them, which is exactly and precisely as the manual shows. Okay, guys, we've checked the cam timing, and unless they've got some sort of exotic cam in here that we don't know about, it's right. So, although I'm really thrilled that it is right, I'm also sort of disappointed. I would have loved to have found this thing one tooth off. That would be wonderful. So, chain tension is very nice. I'm not going to mess with it. It's got the new rubber. Does that have a new rubber one? No, that's still the old.
No metal.
That's still the old metal one, but I'm not going to worry about that. It'll run forever. Oh, guys. Okay, we are done with the timing cover. We're going to put it back together. We've proven that the cam timing is correct. I believe. If anybody sees any deficiencies in what we just did, please let me know. Okay, just a little follow-up. Just in case we were counting this as being top dead center because of the pull on the bungee cords, we rotated the engine a little bit farther forward and put it at the angle of the cylinders, and then checked down here, and it's all the same. We didn't move it far enough to even move the little dots off of the marks, so they're still set down here. I'll try to go in here and show you that the dotted. Hand me that flashlight, would you, Kevin? To the right. Way over to, there you go, thank you. Do this jiggly-handed. But, let's see. Where am I? I'm so zoomed I can't tell anything. Hang on. Okay, there they are. Okay, there's the dot. It's still inside those same two teeth. And up here you've still got the positioning of the dot on this side, exactly 10 rollers away from the dot on this side. So, dot to dot, 10 rollers with this guy top dead center, and that's the way it's supposed to be, guys. I think that's right. Please, if anybody sees what we're doing as being not right, comment quickly, okay? We're going to go ahead and put this back together. But I'll tell you what, if we're doing something wrong, and somebody can point it out with a lot more experience than I have, let me know right away, and we'll redo it. Okay, we're going to put the timing cover back on the engine. We've put the, I call it the little slidey thing. That's the technical term. That's used to keep the oil seal that's in the outer cover from folding over and damaging itself. This slides up over the edge. If you don't have this, if you just put it on there and snap it in place, it'll catch, the lip will turn under, and you'll leak oil out of there and have a points compartment full of oil. So this little tool is very valuable. We also put a coat of grease on it just to make everything slide smoothly, all right? Second thing is, I am a true believer in every surface gets a coating of gasket sealer. So I've cleaned this surface off really, really good and put a slight coat of gasket sealer on it. Now walking over here, Kevin did a beautiful job of cleaning off the surface of the cover, so it's ready, and it has a very light coat of gasket sealer on it. This is the gasket itself, and I went over it with gasket sealer, just finger tight, just putting gasket sealer on all surfaces. The theory is no dry surfaces. I know that there's a whole school of thought. That's probably upside down or backwards or something.
Yep.
There's a school of thought of, put them together dry. It's a perfectly good school. I don't subscribe to it. I like gasket sealer. I have never put a bike together dry. C'est la vie, to each his own. So this guy's ready to go back on, and and you can say, well, that's excessive. You might squeeze some of this in. That doesn't matter. First of all, anything that squeezes out, we can wipe off. Anything that squeezes in goes away, because this anaerobic stuff that I use, permagasket anaerobic, easy for you to say, is oil soluble. It gets into the oil and just dissipates and goes away. I might travel through the system for the next 50 years. Doesn't do any damage. So anyway, that's my philosophy on putting gaskets in. Gasket on both surfaces, gasket on both sides of the gasket. Sealer, thank you. Oh man, it's getting old as weird. Anyway, everything's wet. No dry surfaces. That's just what I like to do. Okay, we're going to take this over and pop it on. Oh, by the way, since this is the AMR modified, you have to put the ball valve back in there and make your own puller. So there's a ball valve in there that AMR puts in. It was done to this one, and we made a new puller to keep it in place. Once the cover's on, we will pull the puller. We'll show it to you. Actually, I'll just walk around here right now. Just keep this going. Okay, Kevin, you ready to pop that sucker on?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he says with a grin.
That ain't right.
Nope, you're missing the crank.
Yep.
And somebody just pulled up outside in a big old pick-em-up truck.
They did.
All right, go ahead and do that.
I don't have a bike. I sold it
Sorry
Did
to
you
hear
really?
it.
just in the neighborhood.
The little BSA, the little cutie.
Yeah, I was in the neighborhood. I thought I'd stop by. This is my son, Dustin.
Hey, hang on. Say hello to the world.
Hello, Eric Herman. Thanks for your hard work, Frank. And
Aaron,
Kevin, right?
Yeah.
yeah, Aaron is a hell of an artist, and he gave me a whole series of motorcycle paintings that he did.
What's he got here?
So, still going on, eh?
Come in, right?
Yeah, it's the little restrainers that are stopping it. There you go.
Where do you want?
Here.
There you go. Now watch your gasket.
Yeah.
And
That ain't good.
no, you're all right. You just push it
Still-
down a little bit.
Okay.
Find the holes. Reach through here with a drift. And
Okay.
pull that back into place. All right, we're going to hang it up here for a moment.
Yeah. Okay.
All right,
Got a
Kevin's-
fourth one.
We got the cover on in place. Kevin's putting in the Allen bolt. The gentleman who just dropped by is an incredible artist, and he paints motorcycle art. And he gave me four of his prints, and they are currently residing in my brother's downstairs bunkhouse at his cabin house in North Carolina, because I just didn't have any room to put them anywhere here, and I wanted them to go to a good home. And my brother has a really cool cowboy style bunkhouse in his cabin / house in North Carolina. So we're getting this installed, and then we'll finish dressing it out. And you got the old 2 extra.
Yes, right.
Yeah. Right now, in case you're wondering, this is a very low power.
And Kevin's
Impact.
nervous as hell with it.
And you just go in there until it gives you the first indication. You don't keep turning. And now we're going to go back over all of them with the ratchet, just to get a good feel for being tight enough.
On.
We're on. Here we go. I'm just going to go over and get a feel for all of these. This is the old hand torque. You did good.
Yeah, like I said, those things scare me. So.
I know they do. Like I said, you haven't gotten jaded yet.
Actually, I have. I've torn off enough heads with those things that they scare me. All right.
Okay, I'm happy with that. We're going to pull the pin now on the modification to release the valve, okay? So we're just going to pull this out of there. You ready?
Yep.
Yeah, matter of fact, if you get close.
I just enlarged it, so we're good.
Okay, well, move this closer for the microphone. I want to hear. I'm going to turn the blower off.
Okay.
I got to remember to keep turning that off because it's background noise. I want to hear the click. I want them to hear the click when we pull this thing out. So get real close. Okay, listen for the click. I don't know if you heard that or not.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yep.
that's the release. Okay, so at this point, we're going to pull this out. This is the tool. We'll just unscrew that.
Yeah, I got it, Frank.
You got it?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, because it's just a couple of threads. And...
Cool. At this point in time, we're going to start putting back the ignition and hooking up the bottom part of the rocker box oil line, and that will complete this, pending anybody saying that we did something wrong when we checked that cam timing. Okay? All right, it's about 11:20. Kevin has gone home. I have to go get cleaned up. I'm taking a friend of mine to the airport at right around 12, so I got to go clean up and put on some civilian clothing, as I like to say. The timing side is all put back together. The boiler is installed. We set the timing to 28 degrees and then installed the boiler with the little white dot in the little hole with it in the middle of the adjustment. So that should be close to dead nuts on. The bike should run with that setting, and then we'll strobe it with the timing light afterwards. This is all the bits and pieces that go back on the bike. I don't know if we'll work on it tomorrow or not, because we're supposed to go to Kevin's and finish up that bike that we worked on the wheel this morning. He needs to get that off his list. So we may work there tomorrow morning. In the meantime, I've got all the stuff I need to put the engine back together, pending confirmation that these are pistons suitable to be used. Waiting on folks to comment and tell me yay or nay. I'll change them in a heartbeat if they are considered to be dangerous. So that's where we are on this bike. We're going to wait for feedback and make a decision on the pistons. In the meantime, I can go ahead and put the valves back in. I've got all the valves here. And let me show you a trick. First of all, I love Ziploc bags. You know, keep things together by category. It's nice to write on the outside, you know, what they are, but that also gets wiped off. So what I do is I put a piece of paper inside the bag so that if the writing on the outside gets wiped accidentally, at least I have an idea. These are, you know, right intake, right exhaust, left intake, left exhaust. I like to keep the valves in the same positions, and the pistons go in the same positions, of course, and the rings, I keep the rings in the same positions that they are, just because neatness counts. So anyway, I can come out here after I do the airport run and put the valves back in the head. In the meantime, I'm going to go publish this and then clean up and take my buddy to the airport.